So, good afternoon, all of you. So, I am here today to tell you about some tips for the preparation at the last moment. Because now only 1 month is remained for GATE exam, and there is a big, can say, challenge in front of you. So, this motivation quote that I have showing you, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you. So these are some things one should always be remember. मैं याद रखना चाहिए लास्ट के मोमेंट कि जो हम कर सकते हैं, that thing I have done, or can say that thing we have done already. अब हमारे पास जो है, that's only the strength within. At the end of December, or can say 1 month is left, then nothing significantly can be done from outside. Possibly we can do the practices, but cannot impact in terms of covering new courses or new syllabus. So at this point of time, when I was there in 2021 and 2022, I can say that I was only focusing, or can say my 80% energy that I spent after this time was on revision part. At that time, revision is very important. I can say it is something that is going to play a crucial role in your success. This thing I realized this time when I appeared in 2022. Before that, when I was in 2021 preparation mode and 2022, it was like I was in a rushing situation at the end moment also. In last moments, I was trying to covering much more syllabus instead of revising it. So this thing was really great spoiler that I only started or I only ended up with. So in this last moment, the revision part is much more important. That this thing I realized this time in 2022. So now point is how to revise. So my revision study was simply open the notes. Suppose I am taking the analog electronics as of my example. Open the diode family or op-amp part and try to look at the things very carefully. What are the important parts and what are the things where we should focus? Instead of going through all the pages thoroughly, we should have the idea of where the focus should be more. So simply, I started with this scrolling down pages, and the parts where it was important content there, I tried and focused. So for open part, I can say the positive feedback circuits, or can say Smith trigger circuit, oscillator part, many more important circuits are there that has to be taken care of. In BJT and MOSFET part, or can say especially MOSFET, small signal modeling is much more important. In diode family, the circuits with diode and capacitor, can say clamper circuits, diode and resistors, clipper circuits. And these are some major points that I am discussing here, or that I am telling you. If these things are cared of, and the questions related to this, when you look into the previous year questions, I think up to this time, many of you have already done with previous year papers, or can say previous year book. Whatever the academy you are learning with, everyone have their previous year books. So up to this time, I think you have done already in, can say once with previous year questions. Now simply take the diode family and look at the important parts, important questions that have already come, that are already, can say, discussed in previous year questions. So focus on these questions with the little bit theory part, and similar for the next chapter, and similar for the next chapter, MOSFET and op-amps. The same approach can be done for other subjects as well. So in this revision part, we cannot leave any subject for more than 2 3 days. Today, if I am revising analog electronics, the important parts, then I also have to revise some other subject. So we can divide the section of 8 to 10 subjects, like 2 3 subjects per day as a revision part. And at this moment, one more important thing is also there. That's the test series part. And many of us focus much toward that side. But really, believe me, this time in 2022, I have appeared only for 3 to 4 mock tests, or can say full length test. I think 2 3 papers only in terms of test series. So I will not say that test series is not important, but in this last month, revision is much more important than the test series. Whatever you have done with test series till December last is, I think, enough. But in January part, you have to give only, not strictly I can say that only 4 5 tests, but I'll say that we should try to give only 4 to 5 maximum mock papers in last month. Maximum 8 papers, if possible. Time allows you. So revision is much more important, that I've already mentioned, than the test part. And I think you have heard this thing already, that there's a no relation between whatever you are scoring in your test series with the original result. This thing is exactly true. There is no relation between the original paper and your test series, the score of that. So instead of worrying much about the things that what your score is currently in your test and what you have done already, is not that much important than your revision part. And next thing I can say, analysis of test series is important. That you, I think, already done. But now, what remaining 4 or 5 tests you are looking for to take in December, not in December, in January, I think these should be finished before 25th of January, or can say 20th of January, max to max 25th. Because these 4, 5, or can say 8 tests maximum are enough to analyze or to set your mental status for the exam. But after the 25th, or can say 20th January, our total alignment should be toward the revision part. What the mistakes you have done in your tests, in the practice tests, and whatever the things you have ignored while you were preparing for the tests in your notes. So when we appear frequently for the test, there is a possibility of ignorance of some good concepts there in your notes. So this is actually time to look very carefully over your notes along with your tests. And there is also time to analyze your and list down your mistakes that you have done already frequently you have done in your tests. So I think many of you are doing currently the mistakes in terms of calculations. Conceptual mistakes become very less in this last time. The only mistake that is going to disturb you is the mistake of calculations. So be very calm and try to create environment that resembles real with the gate, because many of you are already appeared in the gate. Some are new. So try to create very calm environment for you. Just stay calm and solve the questions what you know well. And some confusion is there. If some confusion is there in any question, simply leave it in first round and go through. If you know this, that the question you can do, but there is some confusion with calculation, some confusion with concept, what you can do, if you have faith like this, then simply put this question for the second round. So please do some kind of experiments in these remaining 5 to 6 or can say 8 tests in January month. And more important, and lastly, I will say the revision is important. And in this time, don't focus for the marks in your test series, and simply revise the notes and carefully look at the notes wherever you have uh, wherever you have left with the things. Because I said this thing before, there is a possibility that when we frequently give the test, some parts or important parts from notes can be skipped. So revise the notes very carefully. Simply scroll down the pages very carefully and focus on the notes, the important parts, your mistakes. And lastly, I will say the important thing is whatever is front of you, whatever is in front of you is less important than whatever is within you. So, whatever you want to do and whatever will be done by you is only depends on the strength which are what the that's within you. So always stay calm, focused, and be positive. Everything is going to according to you. If you are really positive, so strength within you is much more important. That thing I will lastly say, and a lot of wishes for you to appear and get exam. And lastly, I will again come uh, in last 10 days in front of you with such kind of video, and mostly I will say that I'll come with some motivational video only, some video with that is going to provide you much more relax in your mind, and I think that will give you very calm environment, and you will be in the position to perform well. So these are my wishes that you will do better. So thank you all. Again, I will say the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you. So thank you.